Hey everyone, welcome to I Totally Love It. My name is Susan, and I was sitting here working on my August Junk Journal Madness Journal, and I thought I should probably bring you along. So I'm going to catch you up on a few things I've done, and then I'm going to continue working. I'll just throw some music on, and you're welcome to mute it, put your own music on. Um, but I thought, let me show you what I'm doing today. So I have pulled out a bunch of stuff today. I was going to work in the the folder that comes after each file folder. But I thought, well, I'll just work on birds, maybe get birds out of the way. I'm not sure. We're going to figure out where we're going to go today and just go with the flow. So I went ahead and wrote on the front here ornithological study, and then I wrote birds on the tab. And I'm trying to keep in mind that if you've been following along here, that this is a journal that this girl Millie made. And I'm trying to keep it as vintagey looking as I can. Like we found this, buried in the garage or something, or out in the shed or whatever, and it's showing its age. Plus, she took it everywhere, so it's gonna get a little dingy. So that being said, I was just digging through. I have those big mesh zipper bags, and I have things kind of sorted. Um, and some of the bags don't zip up because I have papers that are just too big for it. And I've actually pulled out a bunch of those to use in um, the like signature parts I've talked about in the folder that comes after this file folder. And so those are sitting here. And in my midst of digging, I found a few other things. This was just a random piece of, those green hanging file folders. Um, it was that I trimmed off a little tiny piece on the end, and that's it. And then I rounded the corners, glued it in. So now I have a side tuck. That's something I'm going to need to do is go and check off things that I've created for this journal and materials I've used because that's part of the challenge. So maybe we'll get to that at the very end. This is actually a piece of scrapbook paper that had all these, random pieces on the page, and you could just keep it whole or you could cut them apart. And so I've trimmed off, well, it was this side. It was like the logo. So I've trimmed that off, made that a pocket. This was in my stash, and this is the bird folder. I thought I'll use that in here. And so I'm working on that. And what I'm going to do right now is I forgot I had these Tim Holtz, what are they called, like background papers. So I've actually trimmed, because this is days, I've trimmed off a little bit here. And then I trimmed off a piece at the top, which I have here. And I'm going to make this a little flip up here. So like a little kind of a hidden pocket. I'm not sure if I'll make a closure down here or not right now. I may just leave it like this, but I am going to make a pocket up here with that piece that I cut off. So I'm going to glue that there. It was actually department 177. I cut off a piece here and then cut off one of the sevens. And so that'll be here. So when you flip it up, you have a pocket. And then we'll go back towards the end and fill all this stuff up with actual bird study, things. So I'm working on that, and then I've got piles of stuff here, you guys. I last week I made this, and I was thinking about doing like a policy closure with this type of closure, but that's best, I think, done when you're planning it out. Anyways, I just took a piece of this same craft cardstock and just glued, like half of it and put it there. And then that way that side is not necessarily messed up. And yeah, it's probably best to make it maybe before you put it in, and of course this is glued in. So this is pretty much done. Oh, I did glue that. That's a piece of, that is from Michelle Junk Journal Studio. It's her Etsy. The item on Etsy is called Junk Journal Essentials 2. She's got these like blank ledger pieces, and I actually accidentally printed it on cardstock, and I was like, well, what am I going to do with that? Thick piece right now. So I thought, well, I've been wanting to put something there that'll work nicely. So for now, this beginning folder is complete. We may come back and think of some things I do need to maybe put something on that top pocket. If you hear giggling, that's my youngest. Well, actually, I think both of them are back there giggling. So, and this is the one for butterflies, and we'll come back to that later. But I pulled out also, it's down here. This is the folder that comes after this one. That's going to have the papers in it, like a signature. But for both of these, we've got to think about the middle. What's going to be in the middle that's going to hold everything in? So like this one, I had that fold out map ledger piece. And if you watch that with using just a junk envelope, and that part of that was glued, and it was kind of mostly hidden. And so I've got to think about what to do. Now on these, I think my solution is going to be to use an envelope in the center of those papers and make it a pocket, but to a certain extent. I've got to put my brain to it and do some thinking. But yeah, and then I'm not sure if I want to add too many pockets to these. We'll think about it because I have things cut out, but I need to keep in mind these like file folder parts that need pockets. So we may do those first and then come back and glue things on there. So there's my teenager. All right. So you guys sit back, relax, enjoy some tunes, and pull your stuff out, craft along. Let's get cracking. All right, guys, let's have a final look at the things I've added today. So I added that in before I started recording. I thought, well, I should probably record, but that just tucks in like that. And I added this little reduced size ledger paper cardstock. I also wrote on the front of all the file folders. You probably saw that. I made a little side tuck here out of old hanging file folder. I made a pocket down here and with scrapbook paper. This is Tim Holtz background papers. And I, folded part of it, glued it, and then the part I cut off up here, I made into a pocket. And then we'll fill those. I'm not sure if I want to round the corners. I might, since this is rounded. Let's do that right now. Just do it. Just do it. So it's kind of all cohesive. There we go. Looks better already. And then I found this little piece in my stash of things. Just a little stationery piece. And thought that would go in there since that's birds. And then all of the folders that go with the files, I added like I added a signature. And then I added an envelope in there. That way that hinge could be glued in there. So there's that. And then I really started to put leopardological study, and I thought, no, I won't do that. But I still wanted to get that word on there. So butterfly study, that'll be worked on next time. And the folder that comes with it, tracing paper, letterhead. This was scrapbook paper, and the thing about when you use your little envelope maker is it's only so big, and so when you need to score all the way out, and because that score line is where you line it up the next time, yeah, that caused some havoc there. But I mean, I'm not disappointed because it still tucks in the whole entire folder, so it's all right. And then in French, flower study. I don't speak very much French. I mean, I know some words. That's it. I don't speak any French. I just know some words. And then the signature in there. Some of these digitals, like the ledger, well, this music paper here, this is actually Ruby and Pearl. And I believe this one is as well. But some of these, like I think the dyed, I think that's Michelle Junk Journal Studio. And then I put this envelope in. I was like, oh, well, since you have it this way, you really need to have a closure. And that little piece was what was left over from where I punched that circle up at the front. And it fit perfectly. So it's nice when you have one of those little pointed envelopes because it'll just poke in there like that. And that's that. So this is the like miscellaneous folder. We'll get to that next time, along with the butterfly folder and the flower folder. And we need to decorate that. And I really want to put, something here. Then we need to make all the things to fill all the pockets, and all the file folders need something here so that, it doesn't come off. Because if you take that shim out of there, they'll pop off. And so that's what keeps it closed like a book. And then I believe I have some photo corners we can put on there. I do want to look at my list here. So I did highlight on here. I thought I had something metal, and I had a blank space. I don't know if when I was moving things around, I took it off, or if I just never had it and thought I had it up there, or it's somewhere and I can't find it. So I added something metal because there's Tim Holtz, and while this is a Tim Holtz item, so is that photo on the ID. So I want to be able to count both. So I thought, well, the photo will be the Tim Holtz and then something metal, because you may have something else you're adding that's not one of these metal pieces, and you may have something like that and it's not Tim Holtz. So there you go. Stationery. I didn't see stationery on my paper. You feel like you get it all on here. So I'll need to add that before September's journal, Junk Journal Madness. But once again, if you see something missing, let me know. Some of these I can just, instead of making them smaller print or adding more columns, some of these I can maybe, like eyelet and bread, I can probably squeeze them in the same box together. Like I already did charm, beads, and key together. Like if you do, two of those, highlight the thing you use, and it doesn't have to be, oh, I use charm, so I can't use anything else in there or can't count it. That's not true. So, and really there's no rules other than you use 11 different items. You can use more. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 so far. And we're still, I feel like, building the journal. And then page 3 is the things we need to actually make. We need to make 8 things. I just highlighted notepad instead of mini notepad. So that's an example of just highlight the part that pertains to your journal. Because I really don't think I just need to put notepad. I guess I could really just take off the word mini, couldn't I? And it didn't really have to be a regard to size. A regular rectangle pocket, side tuck, a regular envelope I made with that butterfly paper, and of course the first time I've made an ID card. So I will be making some specimen cards, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So specimen cards will be 6. I need to make journal cards. I need to make some more pockets, and I really am going to try to do like a waterfall tag, or waterfall, I guess it'd be a waterfall tag, and maybe an interactive item. I'm not sure. This is like a nature study, so some of these things really I don't think would go well, like some of these miscellaneous type of pockets. So, but I certainly can make some tags and certainly some pockets and journal cards for sure. And I am excited. I probably wouldn't do a page edge or a banner in this one, but I'm excited with this journal, and I hope you're joining in. Go check out Brittany over at Linger Creations. I'll have her tag below. She's my guest collaborator this month, and the theme is flowers and butterflies. So you don't have to do a nature study. You can just make it super. I'm just going to use the word girly, because that was my initial thought, was to just pull out all the pretty papers and the ribbons and the lace. And then I came across this hinge, and I really wanted to do that. And then it kind of led me to this. It's almost like a lap book / junk journal. So, anyways, I'm having fun doing it. I hope you're having fun. Hope you're having a great week, and I appreciate you and your time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.